mentioned Mayor Adams of New York City. The Department of Justice is ordering federal prosecutors now to drop corruption charges against Mayor Adams. The order from acting Deputy Attorney General Emile Bovee would dismiss all charges against Mayor Adams without prejudice. That means they could be refiled in the future. The mayor's lawyer responded to the dismissal order in a statement that reads in part, "The facts of the case are clear. The mayor never used his official position for personal benefit, nor did he have any role in violating campaign finance laws. Despite a lot of fanfare and sensational claims, ultimately, there was no evidence presented that he broke any laws ever," end quote. The charges against the mayor have not yet officially been dismissed. For that to happen, a formal request will need to be filed in court and reviewed by a judge. So, Mimi, as you know well, just to remind our viewers, this was a sprawling corruption case involving the Turkish government, favors alleged to have been given to them and returned by Eric Adams. You know, if you're down in the U.S. Attorney's office this morning, what are you thinking?
This has sent shockwaves through the Justice Department and the Southern District of New York community, to put it mildly. Let's talk about the what, the how, and the why, because I think there are really three parts to this. The what is the order from Main Justice to dismiss the case. Highly unusual, but not totally, not never done. It's not that Main Justice never tells a U.S. Attorney's office, drop a case. An indicted case, extremely unusual. It's everything after that, though, that really is what is so kind of shocking about this. The how. Emile Bovee, and note it wasn't Attorney General Bondi who wrote this memo, or even Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who's not yet there, but Bondi is. It's Emile Bovee, who has been the DOJ hatchet man. I mean, that has really been his role. And he seems to take some fanfare in it. He wrote a memo to the office. That is to the U.S. Attorney directing them. I've never seen anything like that. A memo, a public memo. It's such an heavy-handed exercise of power. I'm not just telling you to do this. I'm making it public so that if you are going to defy me, everyone will know. And I'm going to lay out my reasons, my pretextual reasons. I mean, that's the other thing. This memo is full of pretext. Everything in there is a made-up excuse to try to make this look legitimate. And it is so obviously not legitimate. It is corrupt. I mean, that is really the only word for it. And that gets to the why. Why are they doing this? Why are they ordering the Southern District to drop a case that a grand jury indicted, that the Southern District had indicated they were going to go back to the grand jury to add more because they were uncovering more evidence? There's no hint that this is a weak case. And even if it is, there's a process for that.
Right.
But Bovee says in the memo, this isn't about the merits of the case. He's admittedly, he's openly admitting that he is telling them to drop it, not because of the merits of the case, but because of something else. And what's the something else? It's this political deal about immigration enforcement.
Gene Robinson has a question. Gene, jump in.
So, Mimi, the ask is that the charges be dropped without prejudice, meaning they could be refiled at some point. What does that mean for Mayor Adams? I mean, is he waiting out a statute of limitations, for example, and then at some point he'll be in the clear? Perhaps the Trump Justice Department would not seriously look at refiling these charges, but a future administration might. What is his situation?
Well, first of all, I mean, just to be clear, the charges haven't been dropped. We don't know what the acting interim U.S. Attorney Danielle Sassoon will do. It is possible that she refuses to do this. It is possible that Judge Ho, who is the judge who will have to so order a dismissal, says, I'm not going to do this, though he has very limited power to do that. But it is possible. But if none of that happens and they go through with this, yes, Mayor Adams technically has these charges hanging over him. Could be state charges as well. Nothing would that I can think of right now would necessarily bar a state prosecutor from bringing these same or similar type charges based on this conduct. I guess Trump could pardon him in the interim, as he did with Blagojevich. You know, So there are a lot of different paths. It doesn't clear Adams. It certainly doesn't exonerate him in the way that his lawyer suggested.
Former Assistant U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Mimi Rocah, thank you very much.